All right, well, I have to admit, it did take me a little while to figure out what a selfie was. I didn't get that it was a selfie and it was just a play on words. We all know what selfies are. It was just added to the English dictionary this last year. Blair, that was your last story at Global News before you came over to the dark side.
They saw Blair's story, and then the Pope and Obama did it.
Right?
That's
Blair, Pope, Obama.
So obviously, taking a photo of oneself.
Wow. Yeah.
You needed 2 minutes to explain it in your story, so that's good. That was like 10 seconds. The selfie debate is about Tanya Tagak, who is a traditional throat singer. She posted a picture of her baby and a dead seal. So this is the photo that we're taking a look at right now. She posted it on Twitter, and there was an enormous amount of feedback or pushback because of this photo. Now, Tanya says that she put this here because she thought it was cute. This is a part of her traditional way of living. I sort of look at it and think, oh, it's kind of like a kid who just went fishing with their dad and is holding up that dead fish. We seem to be okay with that. I mean, you say sort of, so.
I just think it very strange. You know, maybe if the seal was alive and the baby was sitting there, that would be cute.
And not dangerous at all.
It's just a cute little seal. Never heard of baby.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like the public perception of seal hunt versus fishing is totally different. Clearly, I mean, like what?
Yeah.
Huh? So like there is that respect, and the extremes that people are going to. I mean, like
exactly.
I would actually argue on the other side usually that we see a lot more of an extreme nature, and so this is almost like the reverse of that.
Yeah. Like, well, one of the criticisms that came up was what said that let's start a campaign to have this child put into care. This woman is obviously unfit to have a child. Another tweet: my kids used to eat meat, but I didn't tuck them into bed with a cow's carcass. I get it. I get why people are having a strong reaction to it.
Well, I think anytime you just have dead animals, people are gonna have a strong reaction. Yeah. But sorry, continue.
I know that. That's really. I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, I think that when people are trying to get a point across, trying to do it in a soft way, is not usually how you enact change and social change throughout history, right? And so, do we? I don't know what is your.
I don't think it's it's awful. I think it's weird, but I don't think it's awful. Like I don't think it warrants the level of anger that the reaction got. Right? Like I just feel like that was a weird sentence, but I don't think it warrants that much anger back to them. I mean,
or how about attention?
Yeah, and it's strange. Like I mean, we've all been on Facebook. I think we all have friends who's like, I've seen profile picture where they're like holding up the antlers of this giant deer.
That's very true.
I mean, I will say that's an adult who's trained with weapons to how to do that. There's not a baby hanging from one of those antlers.
But the thing is, though, I do have a picture of like my family hunts. I don't so much, but traditionally my family hunts, and my dad.
Deals.
I do have a beard and a plaid shirt that I don't have.
I look like I may have been to the woods once. But yeah, my dad definitely I remember there's pictures of him killing moose and deer legally and maybe not traditionally, but with guns, and then posing like my sister and I next to them when we were kids. Right now it might be a little weird, but that's very much the same. I think
I think for my opinion on this is that that's a different culture. Mm-hmm. We can't sit and judge back here at what's going on over there. Maybe they can look at some of the stuff that we're putting on social media that doesn't go with them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously she felt strong. They felt strong with that. That's part of their, their everyday routine is hunting seals. They live off the land. They take care of business that way. We don't do that. I don't understand. It's a hard call. Yeah. Was it for attention? Maybe. But you know what? Is she anything different? She got the attention. Is it positive or negative? Any media is good media, right?
That's right. And I just want to put out too that she posted another picture. If we could take a look at that one, and it's a picture of the ravioli on the store shelf, and the price tag on it. This is Chef Boyardee, a very classy lunch of champions, and $16.29 for a can of ravioli.
But it's bad for you anyways, though.
Like in the Arctic.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
So in the same place where this traditional way of living is taking place, I mean, to not be hunting seals and to be going to the grocery store, never mind fresh fruits and vegetables. I mean, we're talking about a
it's
can
really
that's maybe been
expensive.
sitting there for a while.
So I totally understand the traditions. So I want to put it out there. There is no protocol, there is no etiquette, right, for social media and what you post. And it just seems that it's getting, to quote you, weirder and weirder. And we're getting more like it's water under the bridge, or it's way, it's
We're
like
getting desensitized to it?
Yeah, we're getting desensitized to it. So
my problem here is that we have a guest that made a totally valid point, and now I want to take back the fact that I said I thought it was weird. No, that's awesome. I was just like,
It's
I was
on
like,
him,
yeah, it is like
Yeah.
that's the thing is it is part of the tradition, it's part of their heritage, and that's great. Those people who are going out into the woods to take out a deer, certain hunters aren't doing it for that, right? They're not. It's not the same. Not based in the same values or.
it's a sport.
Yeah, and so that's totally valid. I see the point, but I also have a side issue. I think with animal activists in general. I think my biggest issue is. You can see, this is an awful image, but you can see 10 dead kittens, it'll get 400 comments on Facebook. You show people floating bodies in the Philippines when it floods, and people are like, yeah, that sucks. Right? I'm like, I feel like there's a bigger reaction sometimes for animals than there is for humans. That might be a totally different issue, but that's one thing that I think people just get super, as soon as you see an animal that was mistreated, I'm like, maybe it wasn't mistreated. That was part of what they do. That's how they survived. It's the same way you don't see a seal next to a fish that it killed, right? Lying beside each other. They're not, but that's just the circle of life, right? That's nature. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's where it extends to.
Well, I think the activism thing is an interesting topic, and you have to wonder if one of the topics that came up when we were talking about what we were going to speak about today in the newsroom was this line between culture and I guess ethics, and the fact that culture isn't always an excuse to do things. Sometimes culture needs to change. And
yeah, there are certain cultures that clearly had human sacrifice at one time, right? Doesn't mean we have to keep up human sacrifice.
Well, you can, just don't put it on social media.
Right.
I keep that off of there.
Well, where do you it's this picture here, if what would to me would be different if I'm driving my vehicle and I hit a deer, I grab my little guy, take him out. Hey, go stand by the deer, lie by the deer that we just ran over. That's not happening.
Right.
This individual is living up north or where they're from, and this is what they believe in. This is their culture, and I think what harm did it come putting the baby there and the seal there? If the seal was alive, we would have another issue, but it wasn't. And I just that's just my opinion, and it's just it's a different whole ball of wax up there. They live like that.
Yeah.
And the other photo with the can of ravioli really hits home because things are
milk is
really
so-
super expensive.
You hear the
what we
prices.
take for granted. Yeah, and even in our northern reserves, fresh produce and anything like that is super expensive. And health issues and the way people eat has always been a challenge.
Yeah, that's right. Well, when we talk about cultures changing and things maybe not always being the same, we're going to take a quick break and come back to a topic that nobody wants to actually start off with, but I'll just say it: labiaplasty.
I would have said it.